Hey everyone, today we need to talk about some things that affects every single one of us, even if we don't see it happening in our daily life. We live in an era of rapid technological advancements and massive industrialization, but it comes with a dark side. Our global ecosystem isn't just under stress, it's facing a systematic collapse because we are consistently prioritizing short-term economic gains over the very system that keep us alive. In this video, we're looking at three alarming international examples, from the jungles of Latin America to the highlands of Malaysia and deep into the Gulf of Mexico, to uncover the staggering reality of what happens when greed outweighs regulation. Let's dive in. First up, let's look at Latin America, where a massive crisis is unfolding right now. Illegal gold mining, because gold prices are skyrocketing on the global market. Illicit mining has actually become more profitable than many other forms of transnational crime. But the environmental price tag is horrifying. These unregulated networks are cutting deep into Amazon rainforests and native territories. They aren't just cutting down trees, they are destroying critical carbon sinks, causing massive soil erosion and accelerating global climate change. But it gets worse. The chemical toll. Miners use elemental mercury to separate gold. That mercury leaks into local rivers where bacteria turns into methyl mercury, a highly toxic compound that bioaccumulate up the food chain. The local fish get poisoned, which directly poison the indigenous community who rely on those water, causing severe neurological damage, organ failure, and birth defect. Here is the kicker. Researcher Benjamin Curillo highlighted that every single kilogram of illicit gold extracted costs roughly $325,000 in ecological damage. That's nearly 10 times the actual market value of the gold itself. Cleaning up the Colombia illegal mining damage could cost 11 billion and take 40 years. We are literally spending our future for a quick buck today. Now you might think, okay, that's a criminal activity. Surely legitimate government projects are better planned. Not always. Let's look at a major institutional example from Cameron Highlands in Pahang, Malaysia. There is a proposed railway project slated for these steep mountain terrains. On paper, it sounds like a modern infrastructure, but environmental groups like REACH, the Regional Environmental Awareness Cameron Highlands, are begging the government to stop it. REACH President A. Dilip Martin pointed out that area simply does not need a railway system, and forcing it in poses as catastrophic threat to sustainability. Why? Because mountain forests are incredibly fragile. They regulate local temperatures, protect unique biodiversity, and act as a natural water filter. Stripping the vegetation on these steep slopes leaves the soil vulnerable. When heavy monsoon hit, the lack of deep root system trigger massive landslide, mud floods, and severe water pollution. On top of the environmental disaster is a massive waste of public money. Building an expensive rail system for an area with mostly seasonal tourist demand makes zero financial sense. Local advocates argue the government shouldn't build a destructive new railway. Instead, they should fix localized traffic bottlenecks, like notorious congestion at Kia Farm. It's a classic case of pushing for unnecessary development that destroy both the local microclimate and the resident quality of life. Our third example takes us into the ocean. Offshore oil drilling is a well-known environmental hazard, but it's getting drastically worse due to political loopings and regulatory failures. We know that oil spills ruin coastal wetland, destroy coral reefs, and shatter marine food chains. But even when there isn't a massive spill, daily operation release constant pollution. Shockingly, political entities often bypass the law, mean to protect our ocean. A perfect example happened when the US federal panel, famously known as the God Squad, voted to completely waive baseline environmental protection for offshore drilling operation in the Gulf of Mexico, just to prioritize financial gains and energy needs. When you weaken laws like the Endangered Species Act, entire population face extinction. Look at the rice whale. There are fewer than 51 individuals left in the entire Gulf of Mexico. Between the intense machine noise from oil exploration and threats of vessel strikes, they are right on the brink of disappearing forever. Nearly 20 other species in the area face a similar fate. It shows a deeply flawed mindset, prioritizing corporate revenue over irreversible ecological loss. When you look at these three cases together, a terrifying pattern emerges. Whether it's a criminal cartels in the rainforest, public institution in the mountains, or massive corporation in our ocean, the root cause is the same: unrestrained greed and complete disregard for our planet lifeline. Protecting the environment can no longer be seen as an optional alternative choice. It is a strict requirement for human survival. To turn things around, we need three immediate shifts. The first one, strict legal enforcement. Government must implement severe criminal and financial penalty for illegal resource extraction. Number two, impartial impacts assessment. Every single public infrastructure project must pass rigorous, independent environmental screening before a single brick is laid. For the last one, ecology-driven education. We must weave sustainability into our daily life and school curricula so that future generation instinctively protect biodiversity. We have to shift our focus from short-term capital gain to long-term ecosystem preservation. So, what do you think about this example?